Welcome, everyone, to this edition of Talented Universe on this 26th day of September. I'm already tongue-tied. That's not good. Let me introduce my co-host, and then I will introduce our guest. Liz, how are you doing today?
I am doing spectacular, and I'm really looking forward to the interview.
Yes, so am I. It's going to be exciting. But of course, I forgot to turn on my lights so you can see who I theoretically am. But I'd like to welcome Aiden Ross. Aiden, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. I'm just so excited for this interview. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we're happy that you're here. You've had a wild start already on The Voice.
Yes, I'm still taking it all in. It's been surreal. I knew that the community would show up just because that's just how College Station is, but it's still been astounding to see the amount of support that I have received, even from people all over the world. I mean, the DMs that have been getting, I'm truly thankful.
Yeah, it's a little scary too when all of a sudden it's like you're getting all these messages. So my main co-host that does earlier in the afternoon, he was on The Voice in South Africa. So he has told me a lot of things that he dealt with when he was on, and that was, I guess it's been like 10 years now. But he still gets messages because his videos are still out there. So look forward to years and years of messages. So.
Oh boy. I mean, truly, I'm just grateful for it. So I mean, that's good with me.
Yeah. Now, I did notice, and I don't know if it was all the time, but it looked like you had your eyes closed a lot. Did you do that on purpose because you didn't want to really see what was going on, or was that just an automatic reflex?
I mean, I think for starters, I really do just kind of have like squinty eyes a little bit. And so like I'll have my eyes open and they kind of look like they're closed. I also think like the moment got away from me just a little bit in this first performance. I'm singing such a emotionally gravitating song.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm also being the happiest I've ever been because Snoop Dogg turned his chair and I'm freaking out. And so that's just something that I've been trying to grow, and it's just making sure my eyes are open because I mean a lot of the connection with the audience is with the eyes, right?
Yes.
So
correct.
That's something that I hope to show y'all with this next round that I do a better job of.
But well, I hope so. But I kind of figured that. I have the same problems with my eyes squint when I just normal. But it's like it's the way it is. Your rendition of Adele's song was absolutely incredible, and I'm probably taking Liz's thunder right now, aren't I?
But that's okay.
Well, that's okay, but I try not to, but it sometimes happens. Had you done it that way before, or did you make this up special for The Voice? Or
this is something that I had cooked up special for The Voice. I hadn't done it at a previous gig or performance or anything.
So this was special rendition. Well, you've got the coaches. That's all I can say. I mean, I thought Reba was just gonna die there. I mean, when she turned around, it was like, wow. And I mean, you had a 4-chair turn. That is incredible, and it's just great. But on that note, me ranting and raving, I'm going to go to Liz so she can expound on what I started because I know she wants to. So,
I with a couple of things actually you hit on.
I figured.
I love the fact that Snoop turned around so quick, but I actually would have turned around probably 1/2 of a note earlier. The second you opened your mouth, it was like, oh my God. All I'm hearing throughout the whole thing was this gorgeous honey rich type tone that just went completely over the song. And the fact that you took an Adele song, turned it on its head, and redid it for you, coming through with such emotion. You nailed it. I have only seen one other person be able to do that. And he also was a contestant on The Voice in season 11, and that was Billie Gilman. And it's just, your voice literally blew me away. And when Snoop takes his glasses off You better believe that man is serious. How did you wind up getting, okay, how do I choose between Snoop and how do I choose between Nile? I mean, that had to have been, a gut turner.
I mean, first of all, it really was a hard decision. It did not go without a lot of thoughts beforehand. Granted, I stepped onto that stage just hoping to get one chair turn because that's all you really need to make it to the next round. But come the end of my performance and there's 4 to choose from, I mean, I was a little bit daunted. I was kind of freaked out. But I mean, all of the coaches have their incredible like accolades, right? Like these are legends in front of me. I mean, the special thing about Snoop is he owns his own record label. Not to mention the awesome chain that he was hanging up. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Oh, I still want one so bad.
Your eyes went so big when he pulled that out.
Well, because people started cheering or like freaking out, and I was like, "What is everybody cheering at? Like, I'm not singing anymore." And I look over at Snoop, and he's got this chain, but it's hard for me to see. That's why I like kind of like squint.
Right, yeah.
Like, what is that? And then it's a Death Row Records chain, and I was freaking out. But anyways, I mean, and then Michael Bublé is just an incredible vocalist. And they're all stand up, but he's also just a gem of a human, right? Reba's been in the industry longer than anybody, and she has found success in so many different spaces. But I think Nile was the right decision for me, being the coach that came from a TV show, The X Factor, and also just honestly the dynamic. A producer on the show had told us whenever Nile's 12 kind of gathered together for the first time, and she was like, I've been on this show for a while, helping out, and one thing that always happens is the vibe or like the personality of the coach kind of shines through like his contestants or his team. And so like looking around at everybody, I was like, wow, like I would totally guess this to be Nile's team. So it honestly just made sense. I mean, Nile's a wholesome guy. He's genuine. He's lighthearted. And I think I kind of resonate with him for that.
Well, he's a 2-season winner, so hey.
And he's undefeated, 100% club. I saw him and Michael made that bit. That's so funny.
Yep. You have a dairy farm, or not a dairy farm, a strawberry farm. And you said that you sing. Now, here's the thing. You sing on the farm. Do your parents do events for it, or do you just sing to the alpacas and llamas?
So my parents actually own the farm. It's called Rockberry Ranch, and they have live performers out there. But their son, fortunately, is a live performer and does gigs. And so I was fortunate enough to let them have me go out there and play a few shows. And so I'd be singing to people. I'd be singing to the llamas like 200 yards from me. I had miniature donkeys behind me. It was definitely a funny setup. To the right of me, 24,000 strawberry plants. It was a really cool experience. But also like looking back, just really funny. I mean, just talking about it now, it's a little silly, but it's really special.
Oh, no, it's definitely not silly. It's great. I absolutely love it. In this house, strawberries, my kids and myself will buy like entire flats. Not just, like the half, but entire flats, and it's gone in 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
They'll each take, like 3 or 4 baskets and go with it and come back, about 2 or 3 hours later and do the same thing. So, yeah. I'm surprised Michael didn't ask this question. 1, when did you first find out that you made it through to the blinds? Were you surprised, or were you like, no, that's not true, it's a joke, somebody's pulling my leg, when you were first told that you had made it to the blinds?
So first of all, there were kind of a multitude of auditions before that. You know what I mean? They don't really just hit you up and say like, hey, you're cool, like, come on. There's a series of online interviews and auditions that I had to do. And so I finally got a phone call, and sure enough, it was from like the lady that was over my branch. I don't really know how it works, but she called me. I was like, "Ooh, I know that name. It's from The Voice." So I pick it up, and she's like, "Hey, and how are you doing?" I'm like, "Good, pretty good. Why?" And she's like, "Look, we want to have you out for the blinds." And then that was the moment that everything stopped and life changed, and I've just been riding that wave ever since.
Coming through into, the whole studio. I know that you talked to the camera crew and you said something along the lines of, I'm so excited. This whole thing is going to change for me. My life is going to change. And it's true. because just going onto the blinds and going onto the show, your life will change. Trust me. And Michael was saying something about fans. I want to know how many female fans are coming out of the woodwork now. You're going to be overwhelmed with that one. But what do you remember going into the blinds, walking out on that stage and seeing the 4 chairs? Or do you remember any of it?
What do I remember of that moment?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely remember, for starters, I remember because at all times, even though my eyes were closed, I always kind of had like one eye peeking at them. You know what I mean? Because I want to know if they turn, right? And so I did see that Snoop Dogg turned first, and I was like, wow, I've barely had a chirp out. I thought maybe they would turn at the chorus, but here we are. Snoop Dogg has his chair turned. Then it was Michael or Reba, and then Niall was the last to turn, but by like 2 milliseconds, and it was just the last thing that I had expected. And again, just like I kind of went on what singers will call autopilot for just a moment, where like I forgot I was singing for a second because all I was thinking was, oh my gosh, Snoop Dogg's a real person, along with all the other coaches, because you're finally seeing them in the flesh, because this was the first interaction that I had with them on the show. And to see them finally there in the flesh was crazy. But then I think the emotional like gravity of the situation, like the fact that this really could be the moment that changes my life, it was like, all right, gotta lock back in, gotta do my thing, gotta see this thing through. So that's what I did.
Wow. Michael, I'm going to give it back to you because I noticed there's a particular message in the chat group.
Yes, there is. There is a particular message that they wanted to say hi, and with exclamation with capital letters. I don't know if you can see it.
Where do I look for that? Is it comments?
It's from Ty Lawyer.
Oh, I see it. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I know him. That's one of my buddies.
Yeah. So, well, that's good. Glad it's your buddies. But also, I'm going to go kind of expound on what Liz said. When you were going through all the, preliminary stuff, did you really think it was going to happen, or did you hope it was going to happen, or
the check turns?
Yeah, well, yeah, during the preliminary trials and stuff, did you go, I'm not going to make this, why am I doing this? Or did you go, I can do this, I'm just going to keep going on and it's going to happen? Kind of what was your mindset? That's kind of what I'm looking for.
That's something that I think I wrestled with for such a long time. I mean, looking back at my senior year of high school, I'd actually originally applied to The Voice once before. That was my first time, and I'd gotten a callback, actually, like the first round callback, which was not like the full. I hadn't made it all the way through, but I got the first round done. But other things were happening. I was busy. I was singing. I had the grades to go to school for engineering at A&M. Everybody else I knew was going to college, and I think that fear kind of pushed me into A&M, which ended up being like an incredible decision, because I really do think that extra year of growth, and including my time at A&M, just grew me so much as an individual. I grew as a singer, and I really do think that now is like the right time, and this is it. And here we are. I applied to The Voice my freshman year, which was just last year. I'm a sophomore now at A&M, just kind of on what some would call a leap of faith, and then I got a callback, and then sent more and got another callback, and then an interview, and then that has all led me to this point and us talking right now.
Yeah, well, that is cool. That is cool. I'm sure you'll look back at this and go, wow. Another question in the chat room, Luke Goolsby says, what is your favorite song to sing?
Oh man, that's a
you have one, or are there a group of songs that are your favorite?
Oh man,
I'll let you off the hook a little bit.
I mean, if I had to decide right now, I mean, if you look at my account on like the Voice app, it'll say my karaoke song is "Unaware" by Alan Stone. I mean, that guy's just a dope artist. Billie Eilish, "Wildflower," her song, especially the YouTube rendition. "Too Good at Goodbyes," Sam Smith is a killer song. Anything, but those are my top ones for sure.
And I'm going to steal one of Liz's questions now, just because I can. What would you consider your musical influences?
I mean, I just mentioned her, but Lizzy
besides that one, yeah.
Yeah, so Lizzy McAlpine was one of my massive influences just in terms of how she is as a writer. I really just aspire to write similarly, but of course in my own way to the way she writes. Another artist that inspires me, again, I had actually just said, is Billie Eilish. The relationship that she has with her brother Phineas is something that I think I cherish a bit too, being someone who grew up in a musical family, like singing with my sister, playing guitar with my brother and dad. I think that's something I admire a lot about her, and just the importance that she sees in family. But those are the two I would say.
Okay, Liz, go ahead.
Yeah, I know that you did a lot of contemporary a cappella singing in through high school. And I heard actually that your group actually came in third out of 14 different groups in a competition. What did you take from that? What got you into that? And then eventually, and I know you kind of touched on it, eventually, what led you to doing pop and coming onto The Voice, whether it was the first time or this time? And what influenced you to do that and want to do that?
So acapella at my high school was kind of just something that all the choir kids would audition for. So I just kind of did it just like everybody else. It looked like a fun thing, but I didn't realize how much that it would grow me as a singer, like how difficult it is to sing with so many different people, but also be like so in sync and so in tune. And also just like the emotional connection that you make with a group of people whenever you sing with them really is special. So that's something that I carried on with me into college. Even so, I'm in A&M's acapella group, HardChord DynaMix, and I'm still doing that. And then I would even say that acapella influences like the way I write as a musician. That's another reason why I look up to Lizzy McAlpine, is because she was in an acapella group in college. And so I think that that definitely has an influence on the way she composes her music. But again, my senior year of high school, we had gone on like a choir trip to LA, and the guide for our trip, he told me, he said, because I was kind of like deciding what I wanted to do with my life, right? That's a very like shifting moment in your life, your senior year of high school. What are you going to do after you graduate? And he said, man, you're never going to get worse at singing. He said that it's really like, for the most part, only up from here. You're always going to be growing as an individual. And so that was the advice that kind of took me to like halt off the voice process just for a little bit, take time to myself and really just like work on myself as a singer and as a person. But The Voice, again, like just auditioning in itself was an easy decision for me. I've grown up watching the show, and I've always been a huge fan, especially of the coaches. And so it was really a no-brainer to send that first audition in.
Okay. And speaking a little bit about some of the stuff that you did when you were a little bit younger, to my understanding, you actually won for Best Soloist for a particular ballad that you did. Everything I Did to Get You, I believe is the title.
Everything I Did to Get to You, yes.
Yeah. So how did you feel when you won that? I mean, it had to have been pretty ecstatic to get that kind of feeling.
100%. That was the first award that I'd ever like received for any sort of singing, and to receive like that feedback in front of all those people really was a blessing. That song also just pushed me as a singer. It was my junior year of high school. It was at Architects, which is like a local acapella convention competition in Texas that we do. But I was just very fortunate to receive that award. I got it at semifinals and finals, which was crazy to get it both times. And just to see how really just how happy everybody else was for me. It's a very like sentimental community, and everybody is just so kind. That was an incredible experience in itself.
I definitely can imagine. And you now, as both a singer and a songwriter, you're developing these other things. And while you're coming out and you're doing like an Adele song and things like that, that is primarily in the pop genre lane, but you've also done, the a cappella stuff and other things. And I hear a lot of deep soul buried underneath some of those layers as well. Mm-hmm. Where do you plan on actually taking the music to? Do you know which direction that you want to settle into, or you're undecided?
Yes. So there's a genre right now that is taking the world by storm right now that is including Olivia Dean and Lizzy McAlpine. and that all the artists are kind of hopping onto right now. And I really do think that is my lane. I think the special thing about acapella that it's taught me is just how beautiful those vocal pads of those layering, the chords that are normally formed on a piano that are now shown through voices instead. I think Jacob Collier does a lot of that too. I think that really is just like the future of music, especially with production too. And I think that's really what my sound is going to be.
One of the things that I should have mentioned before, also when I was talking about your award for the solo, you also actually have out a single um, in the stratosphere, shall we say, and it's everything and more. And here's a question for you. It's incredibly relatable, and I really enjoyed watching it or listening to it, I should say. But where can your now new horde of fans, and believe me, there's a horde of them out there, where can they find it and where can they listen to it?
You can find my new single almost anywhere. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it as a TikTok tag. You can find it on Apple Music. It's really on all platforms. It's just everything and more under Aiden Ross. Should be hopefully everywhere.
You go. I found it on Spotify, so I'm sure it's probably out there.
Mhm.
And you had mentioned that you were studying engineering. Now, here's a question for you. Do you think that the foundations that you learn in engineering, whether it be the organizational skills, the building skills with different things, do you think that actually helps within your songwriting skills?
100%. And I would even say that it's helped me in this competition in terms of just like working through a song and mapping out a song. So Love in the Dark, go back to that song. Every single big note, every single run, riff, vocal inflection, whatever you want to call it, even the breaths were mapped out. Like everything I had drilled and drilled and drilled. And that's a very interesting like line to walk, because at the core of every performance, and Niall Horn was actually the one that taught me this. At the center and at the core of every song should be the emotion, right? So emotion comes first. And so it's very important to like know, for me at least during a performance, it's very important to know like where I want to go with each section and almost have it like muscle memory. That way, instead of worrying about what I'm going to do on the next portion, I can just focus on the emotional connection and on the moment, and really just give it everything I have.
Definitely. One thing that, like I said, listening to your voice, I was in my head imagining it would be amazing to do for you to do a duet with Kelly Clarkson because her voice literally crosses over and you're laughing. So did I accidentally hit one of your dreams or something?
No. Kelly Clarkson's incredible. And
Yeah,
so
she is.
in the same sentence as hers is cool.
No, I think your voices would compare so beautifully together. And Kelly is known to do not just country, what she started out as, but cross. And I've heard her do everything from Prince to, everything. So I think that'd be really cool. So, Michael, I'm going to give it to you.
Okay. Aiden, if someone wanted to know more information, I've got your TikTok and your Instagram. Is there any other place that people could go to find out more about you, or are those the two main places right now?
I also Aiden Ross Music is my tag on Facebook. It's my tag for my website. That is my trademark that I'm going by. So yes, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, even Safari. That you should be able to find me with that tag.
Okay, that's cool. Is there anything that you want to bring up that we have not brought up so far? I know it's very early in the competition, so but I just, did you have a shout out to anybody, someone that is besides your parents and your immediate family? Did you have some other inspirations for people that you grew up with, teachers or music teachers or anything like that?
I mean, honestly, if I had to give anybody a shout out, for starters, it would be my choir teacher from high school, Emily Ramos, and Mr. Stout from middle school. Not only great teachers, but kind humans. And then also, I just have to take note to the College Station community. I knew that they would show up, but I wouldn't say shocked because I feel like that has a negative connotation. but I was pleasantly surprised to see just the level of showing up that has been done by my community. Like I really do see all of the DMs. Although like it's just taking me a while to go through them. But seriously,
bet,
all the support like means the world to me, and it truly is a gift. And I don't want to take it for granted. So seriously, thank you guys for everything.
And I really was surprised to find out when Niall asked if you were from another planet, and you said Texas. I did not know that Texas was another planet.
I laughed at that.
I did not know that. You know, you learn lots of things on The Voice. You really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he was sincere. I mean that performance was out of this world. It really
was.
Thank you guys so much.
Liz, did you have any final comments or something that you forgot to bring up?
No, other than the fact that I really appreciate the fact that you took some time to, join us and share a little bit about your history and, just some fun stuff. And yes, alpacas do have afros. I am sorry, they do. And I think that was funny that you put that in the thing, that you were serious about it. So I don't think too many people in general, especially if they live in the cities or whatever, have experienced alpacas and llamas. And one quick thing, have you ever been spit on by them?
I've seen them spit, but fortunately for them, they haven't spit on me yet too. But I've not experienced that, fortunately. Maybe in a kick, sometimes they'll do like a little kick. Yeah. You kind of just don't get behind them,
Yeah.
So try to be careful.
Yeah. But once again, thank you so much for being here. It was an absolute pleasure, and we really look forward to seeing your journey continue.
Absolutely. And on behalf of NDB Media and Talented Universe, thank you everyone for coming. We do appreciate it. Like and subscribe to us so you don't miss any more of the voice contestants. We've got several coming up, about at least 4 next week. So please tune in, and we will see you the next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.